going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new Football Manager experiment. This is Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal. As you can see, his transfers at Barcelona, he was bought by Arsenal for 30 million. It was around that mark in real life. Obviously, they had just bought Suarez for 75 million, so they were pretty willing probably to get rid of a player who isn't as good but is still quite decent. Played really well for Chile in the World Cup, but they bought him for 30 million or thereabouts. And this is his, I guess, career at Arsenal predicted by FM. So if we have a look at his first season at Arsenal, he got an average rating of 6.91 in the league after 29 appearances, 3 sub appearances, only 5 goals. He performed pretty well in the European cups, and internationally he played really well. So he got an average rating of 7.01, sorry, after 41 games, 6 sub appearances and 11 goals. In Europe he actually scored 5 in 9, which is really decent for a right midfielder, and really good for how Arsenal are playing right now. So this season he hasn't really done as well. 14 games, 10 sub appearances, 7 goals though, so more than last season. Average rating of 6.87. Still performing really well on the international stage. European, he's not too bad as well. Didn't play any cup games though, and overall he played 18 games with 14 sub appearances, scored 9 goals, got 4 assists, which isn't that great. For his country, he actually scored 4 goals in 7 with 1 assist and 1 player of the match. So he's got the best rating internationally. His stats aren't great though. They weren't very good at the start. I thought he was a much better player than that. Only 16 dribbling, which after watching Alexis Sanchez play for Chile in the World Cup, I think everybody would know he's got better than 16 dribbling. His technique as well is only 15. And the only really key stats that stand out are pace and acceleration. He's got obviously some good mentals, but nothing that makes him a world-class player. And that's kind of been proven in the fact that he hasn't really played for Arsenal. I was quite confused why he hadn't at all. And then, if you have a look at their senior squad, and then have a look at their tactics overall, as you can see, when it loads in, they're not even playing with a winger. They're playing 4-1-2-1-2, straight through the centre. They're not playing any wingers at all. Walcott doesn't appear to be in the side. Oh, there he is down there. How many games has Walcott played? Walcott's actually played 29, so quite a lot. He must be playing up front though. Let's have a quick look at where he's been playing. Yeah, he's been playing up front and right mid, which hasn't really been a key position. Ozil's actually been playing ahead of Alexis Sanchez. With stats like that, you can't really blame the manager. Ozil was very good in this game. As you can see, 22. He only played 22 games though as well. But these are the other players in the Arsenal squad. We should focus on Sanchez. So, information-wise, he's played attacking midfielder 10 times, got an average rating of 6.76. On the left side, he's actually played quite well, the best out of any of the positions. He's got an average rating of 7.22, sorry, after 9 games. But the manager doesn't seem to like the tactic with the wingers. He's actually played up front 6 times. Quite poor though. He's had a very poor season. He needs match practice for the next season, so he hasn't really played that much. It's quite disappointing. Obviously, I did the Suarez to Barcelona before, and he played almost every game because he was worth 75 million, and he is actually a very good player. But Sanchez not really developing how I wanted. Let's have a look at the awards though quickly. Obviously, he won't be anywhere near on the awards. Messi has won. Messi's won the last 3 times. Obviously, that was in real life, and then beat Neymar and Ronaldo, and then Neymar and Ronaldo have just swapped over, and Messi is still first. If we have a look, have Arsenal won anything? What am I doing? Just have a quick look if Arsenal won anything before we skip ahead 2 seasons. So if we go to history, see anything? They won the Euro Cup, or the Europa League in 2014. They won the European Super Cup as well, beating the Champions League winner. That's about it though. Oh, and the Under-18s Cup, but obviously Sanchez wasn't involved in that. In terms of the league, Arsenal have been extremely poor. They actually finished 9th last season. Sanchez didn't play, so I'm just going to label that down as that's why. The whole team must have just performed terribly, and they finished 9th. 14 wins, 10 draws, and 14 losses. They actually got a -4 goal difference. Beaten by 4 places by their rivals Tottenham, who finished in 5th. The season before that, they actually finished 6th, again beaten by Tottenham, their rivals. 11 points this time. The gap between them, or the gap between Arsenal and getting Champions League football. But they won the Europa League, so we can't really be too harsh. But finishing 9th is absolutely shocking for a team like Arsenal. Thought it would be quite useful to have a quick look at the managers of Arsenal. Arsene Wenger actually resigned in on the 1st of April. Is that April? January? No, 1st of June. Sorry. After the first season had finished, Bielsa was given the role, but he was sacked not long into his career at all. Probably a couple of months. Oh God, I'm being an idiot. About a year or so. So he didn't do too bad, but he won the European Super Cup. That was it, though. He couldn't win anything else. Arsene Wenger obviously won the Europa League. And Claudio Ranieri has taken charge back in November. Didn't recover anything from the season. I just want to see if it has any effect, or it had any effect, him joining the club. It did kind of. Oh my days, no wonder they were sacked. So he was probably sacked around here, or maybe around here, the 11th game in, something like that. Probably a bit later, probably about the 14th, where they were actually 9th. After the first couple of games, they were 20th, and stayed 18th till the 9th match. Moved up a little bit. The highest place they went up to was 5th, but then they dropped down to 12th and just recovered it in the end to finish 9th. Pretty terrible season, if you ask me. So that's going to be it for this these 2 years. We will skip ahead to the next 2 years and see what Sanchez is doing. Hopefully he can do something a little bit better than he is now. So we're back in 2018. 4 years into Sanchez's career at Arsenal. His stats have dropped a little bit, unfortunately. His pace has dropped. He's actually been playing quite consistently this season. His mentals, I can't see much of a difference. Technical, can't see any difference either. 29 now, still worth £23.5 million. For Chile, he has actually played 103 games, 31 goals. Not doing too bad. He's got really, really, really good average rating for international level this year. 2 goals in 6 games, average rating of 8. In the league itself, 21 games, 6 sub appearances, 6.92. If we have a look at the information, he has been playing mostly as a striker, then attacking left mid, then attacking right, and then through the centre. He's been playing best on the right, which is his natural position. Shock horror, guys. Always play your players in the natural position. Arturo Vidal is teammate, and so is Isla, obviously, for Chile. And Nicolas Castillo, who must be Chilean as well. Yes, he is. It's worth 23 million. Not bad. Okay, so we'll have a look at his transfer status. Nothing. He is happy at Arsenal for now. His contract runs out in 2021, which means he signed a new deal. He's got 4k more than his previous deal gave him. As you can see there, he's got appearance fees, goal bonus, relegation wage drop, which is quite interesting for Arsenal. Let's have a look at the season before, which we missed. 13 games, 14 sub appearances, 4 goals. So I think that's better. Yeah, that's better than his previous season. Started one less game, but he's came on as a sub 4 more times. The average rating is actually lower though. He's had a pretty poor season, should I say? Played 17 times internationally. Must have been a tournament year. I can't think why he'd play 17 times. Overall though, he played 14 times. 15 sub appearances for Arsenal, 4 goals, scored a penalty, got 2 assists, and got player of the match once in the league. Average rating of 6.7 overall. At least he built on that. He had a better season this season. Played really well in the cup game and sub appearance that he made in the cup. In terms of achievements, if we have a quick look, hasn't won anything at Arsenal since the European Super Cup. Let's have a look at Arsenal in the BPL. And then we go to the senior squad and the Premier Division. They finished 5th this season. Not too bad. They've actually finished 4 places higher than Tottenham, which is obviously what they want to do. Cardiff actually finishing 6th this season, followed by Swansea. Nice to see the Welsh clubs doing extremely well. Season before they actually finished 6th. I think that's just missing out. Maybe just getting Europa League football. Didn't do anything in Europa League though. Well, let's have a look without just judging them like that. We have a look at the squad and go to senior squad, fixtures. So we have a look at last season. They were knocked out of the 4th round of the Capital One Cup, didn't beat Norwich in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. They didn't actually get in the Euros that season. Maybe 6th wasn't good enough, or was that the 9th? That was 9th, wasn't it? That was the season when they finished 9th. In the Capital One Cup, they reached the quarterfinal and lost 3-0 to Fulham. In the FA Cup, they actually reached the semi-final and lost to Man City. And they mustn't. 6th place mustn't have been enough. They couldn't get Europa League football that season. Seasons before that, as you can see, I think this is the season they got knocked out in the 2nd knockout round versus CSKA Moscow, only reaching the 4th round of the FA Cup again, and only just getting to the Capital One Cup 3rd round, losing 2-1 to Sheffield United. Wow, there's got to be a huge change of managers based on that performance. And if we have a look at history, managers. So where I left you, Claudio Ranieri had taken charge. Unfortunately, 7 months later, not 7 months, about 2 years, a bit less than 2 years into his term at Arsenal, he retired from management. Bernd Schuster took over. He only lasted 7 months, and Paulo Fonseca has been in charge since then. Not saying much at all. He's only been in charge for about 6 months, but not sacked yet. He finished 5th in the league, and Arsenal should be happy with that based on how they've actually been playing. If we have a look, because I didn't cover it at all before, at the transfers. Transfer history, we'll go straight back to the start. They actually only signed 1 player in the first season, Soleil Kakai, for 5.5 million from Crystal Palace. Never heard of him. Few players going out on loan. Next season they signed Viviano, Sanchez, obviously, Classy, Cornell, Mandzukic, and Romeo. They actually signed, I think Classy's a winger. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's a winger. They let a lot of players go on frees that they could probably potentially got a bit of money for. Um, Players leaving very, very cheaply. Park Young, Matthew Flamini, Coquelin leaving, Grosicki, who's now retired. Nacho Monreal left for 5.25 million, and Bender going to Wolfsburg. They bought Bernat, Klein, and Fernando, and Lorwell from Celtic, who's probably a regen. Selling Carl Jenkinson and Joel Campbell. Joel Campbell, who actually did incredibly well for Costa Rica in the World Cup, making a name for himself. Season after that, they signed John Stones and Jordan Pickford. Got rid of Sonogo and Neke, and the rest were just released on loan apart from Miro, who went to CSKA Moscow. In the last season, which we are caught up to now, they bought Diego Perotti, Trapp, Labiad, Ridgers, Di Maria for 6 million from Real Madrid, who is 30 years old. He's still got pretty decent technical stats though, and sold Szczesny for 10.25 million. Vermaelen for 825k, who must be getting on a little bit now. 32 years old, still a decent player. Probably could have kept him out. Especially he's the captain. Well, I don't know if he's captain or if the manager kept him as captain, but in real life he's captain, so you'd expect them not really to sell him for 825k. They probably would have held on to him, but he went to Stade Rennes in the end. Oh, look at that, it rhymed. If we go to Sanchez quickly, nothing really interesting about him. Extremely poor. Expected big things of him. Obviously, I reckon he'll do much better than in real life than he's been predicted in this. For one, they'll actually play him in the correct position because the Arsenal do actually play with wingers, which is why it's weird that they've changed so much in their formation over the years. They don't. Well, last time we checked, they didn't actually play with wingers, and Sanchez was forced to play either through the middle or up front, not in his natural position, not where he plays best. He's played a bit on the attacking right mid this season, and he's actually played the best in that position. So maybe the Arsenal manager might see that and just think, why don't we play with wingers, have a go? And they've wasted all their players like Santi Cazorla, who's incredible on the wing, Walcott, Oxlade-Chamberlain. I mean, come on. We will skip ahead now 2 seasons more. In 3 seasons time, his contract runs out. But we're just going to come back. Actually, we'll come back at the end of his contract, see if he signed a new one. So, be right back. Okay, so we've skipped ahead to 2021. As you can see, Sanchez is actually in the Arsenal under-21s. His physicals are still quite decent. His stamina and strength have dropped a lot. But he's still got quite decent acceleration. Pace has obviously dropped a few. His mentals haven't really increased that much with age, which is quite weird to see. Normally, really, I guess you could say professional players. He's only fairly professional in his personality, but professional players would have their mentals increase quite a lot, and their technical and physical to go down a lot. So he's he's leveled out a little bit. He's not lost a lot of attributes, but he's not gained anything in terms of his mentals. So this season he only played coming on from the bench twice. He scored a goal though, average rate of 7.1. So if we have a look at his history, so the last time was this season. So as we saw before, he was on the fringes. Then he kind of came back into the squad a little bit, and then he just completely dropped out. He played 3 games, 16 sub appearances, quite a poor average rating as well, one of his worst so far. That followed with 1 start and 30 sub appearances in the league. That's quite impressive to come on as a sub 30 times in the league at, I know he's 31, it's not exactly that old, but still 30 sub appearances, that's every single game he's more or less come on. Average rating of 6.8 in the league, so his lowest so far. Then he followed it up with this season, only 2 sub appearances. Made quite a few made 10, 12 kind of appearances for the reserves or the under-21s, so not really doing anything. If we have a look at if we go to Arsenal and we have a look at the senior squad, they're 5th in the Premier Division. We'll skip back a few. So as we left them before, they were 5th, beating Cardiff, Swansea, their arch rivals Tottenham. Bournemouth actually 10th there. Crystal Palace 12th. Brentford getting relegated along with Wigan and Watford. The season after, Man United won the league. Tottenham came 3rd. Arsenal came 6th. Leeds actually finished 10th. Bournemouth 13th. Cardiff, Southampton and QPR getting relegated. Last season, Liverpool won the league. Arsenal actually came 2nd though. This was I think the time when he played 30, came on as a sub 30 times. Tottenham finishing 6th. Crystal Palace in 9th there. Blackburn in 8th. Bournemouth in 11th. Quite a normal Premier League, not too much difference. Leeds obviously up there. Hull stayed up. Aston Villa, Watford and Norwich getting relegated. Watford, I think, coming straight up and straight back down. Then this season, they've actually dropped to 5th. Tottenham finished 2nd this time, so beat them out on that. What else? Swansea 8th. Brentford 13th. Not really much else to it. Arsenal, have a look at the, not awards there. We'll go to their squad. So almost, I think there's only a few players regenerated in Arsenal squad, which is quite good to see. You have Classy, who they signed, Sterling. Is that Douglas Costa? I'm not, Douglas Santos. And Titi, John Stones, Everton centre back, and Klein right back. We have a look at history and managers. So Schuster was sacked 7 months after, and Paulo Fonseca, he's actually been in charge since. Since then, he has been Euro Cup runner-up, so Europa League runner-up, Capital One Cup runners-up, another Europa League runners-up, won the FA Cup though, and won the Community Shield in 2020. That's quite decent. That is good to see. That maybe Sanchez wasn't involved in that though. How do we look? Can we look at that match? I'm not sure if we can. Go to stages. Go to previous season. They actually beat Tottenham 2-0 in the final. Along the way, who did they beat? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Semi-final, they beat Chelsea 3-1. In the 6th round, they beat Stoke 1-0. 5th round, they beat Hull. And the 4th round, they beat Brighton. So they've had quite a good run. A lot of matches against Premier League teams, and they actually won in 2020. So I doubt Sanchez would have been involved, but it's nice to see the club that Sanchez went to getting a bit of silverware. We're going to have a final look at Sanchez though. Information wise, played as a right midfielder and a striker. That's all though. Internationally, he's actually played 46 games as a right midfielder. When would that have been? Not this season, surely. I don't know why it's showing me that. I'm not sure how many seasons that is. Maybe that's since he's joined Arsenal. But he's been playing really well internationally. Pretty sure he has now retired from international football. His actual squad status is not needed. He'll leave soon, and we will skip ahead till he has retired, and we can end this. So be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. Sanchez now is a free agent, 37 years old. He's looking like he will retire. So we're going to have a career summary. We're going to have a look at his career because he's going to retire soon, and that's going to be the end of his very, very long career as a footballer, to be honest. 37 years, the same as I think Suarez went to his when I did the Suarez at Barcelona um, FM video thing, yeah. But if we have a quick look, favorite personnel are still his teammates from Chile. He doesn't play for Chile anymore, but he ended up getting 129 caps, 34 goals. Pretty decent for a winger, especially. If we have a look history-wise, look how many clubs he joined. So, I think the last time was around about here. Season after that, unfortunately, he only made 2 sub appearances. Moved to Boca on a free, played 10 and 10 with 10 sub appearances. Didn't and then moved to Betis. He actually played for Betis 29 times in the league, scoring 8 goals with an average rating of 6.76, which is really quite decent. I mean, at this point, he was about 34 years old, maybe, and to play in Liga BBVA is like first team as well, was pretty decent. After that, though, he moved to Lech for 65k. He played 25 games in the league, scored 3 goals, average rating of 6.54. After that, he went on a free to Al Sadd, played 26 games, 3 goals scored. Overall, he played 40 games, 7 goals scored, but only an average rating of 6.14. Pretty terrible, I must admit. You do expect better from Sanchez. In terms of career achievements, we have a look. Didn't do anything there. Didn't do anything there. So, the only silverware, or two pieces of silverware they picked up at Arsenal was the European Super Cup and the English FA Cup. They did actually win the Europa League, but Sanchez must not have joined at that point in time, so it's not on his medals list. He only won the FA Cup and the European Super Cup. Named in some seasonal best 11s, Europa League runners up. Not really much else though. No big trophies to talk about. Obviously, no World Cup, no Champions League, no Premier League. So it's been quite a poor career. I mean, it's lasted a while, but you can't really say that it's been that successful. After joining for Arsenal in 30 million, made 153 league appearances, scoring 33 goals. That's quite decent. You probably would expect better in real life from him. But to make 153 appearances is really, really good. Oh, he actually lifted the Copa America in 2016, won the European Super Cup in 2014, and won the FA Cup in 2020. He joined Boca, made 20 league appearances, didn't do anything there. Didn't last long at Real Betis either. Oh, I think it was Real Betis B as well. I don't think it was the main squad, but it said Liga BBVA that he made the appearances. Oh, I don't know. He actually joined Lech Sports Club, which is, where is it? It's in Qatar, so he's probably earning big bucks there, just to end his career with a bit of money. Then joined Al Sadd, and that's it, really. That's the end of his career. That's the end of this episode and the end of this video, with Sanchez retiring after playing for Al Sadd, Real Betis, Boca Juniors, Arsenal, and obviously his previous clubs before that. So thank you very much for joining me. If you did enjoy this and you did like the episode, then let me know by liking it. Click that huge thumbs up button. It's so useful when you guys tell me. And comment down below if you were surprised, if you expected to do better in real life. Because obviously, I think I do. I expect more of him in real life. But let me know what you guys think. Alright, see you later, guys.